Hi, and welcome to another Type with me. In this week's episode, I want to talk about state pattern in Typescript. State pattern is a behavioral software design pattern that allows an object to alter its behavior when its internal state changes. It's a very good pattern that you can use when you have a lot of if statements and you want to do some kind of behavioral things onto your object. So in that regard, I can recommend you to use the state pattern. But first of all, I'm going to show you an example and how we are going to alternate this if-else statements within Typescript. So imagine that we want to create a heater and it has different modes. That heater has different modes, and you want to put a heater on and a heater off, right? And by doing that, we are going to call the method switch mode, and there we can see what the mode is, and then it does some kind of a behavior there, right? So here I created heater version 1, and then we have switch mode, which puts the heater mode on. And then we have again a switch mode and again a switch mode. So if we execute that, we can see that we have turn on the heater, blow hot air, turn off the heater when we do another switch mode, and then we do another switch mode and we get turn on the heater, blowing hot air, right? So imagine that we have a heater with different options. When we turn the heater on, we can have stand 2 on. We can have stand 3 on when it blows a little bit faster. And of course, we can have just stand 1 on, something like that, right? So if you want to extend then our heater to version 2, right, then I want to have the same kind of thing right here. And of course on doesn't exist anymore, so we do here stand 1 on, of course, and then here, if that's that, then we want to go blow hot air. We want to say blow hot air on stand 2, right? Because we are on stand 1, and we want to go, because we are turning the knob, right? And we want to go 1 knob higher, so we say stand on stand 2 on, right? And of course I want to extend this a little bit, and you will see that we have more if-else statements and more if-else statements, and that's a little bit cumbersome, right? I'm going to show you again how this then works, and then we're going to work on the pattern, how we can move towards the right pattern, right? So here we go to and 3. So here it's 3, and then of course we can go to latest stand. Turn off the heater, and we say here heater mode dot off, right? So if I execute this one, you will see that we just go over these different stands, and I need to go 1 stand higher to turn it off, right? So I'm going to save it again, and you will see here that we turn off the heater. So a state pattern consists out of a context, a state, and a concrete state, right? Everything can be used right with that, and we're going to change that so that we are matching these kind of concepts, right? So let's start off with that. So for that we need to create an interface. So I'm going to create an interface right here, and yeah, of course you will get some errors because of course we need to change this to state, and this will be a heater state, right? Of course I'm gonna put that one to our off state right there, but here also we need to have something like this, right? We need to say that we need to have a heater state, and then this will be a state, and you can say this will state equals state. Alright, so what do we have within a state? We have our context, and our context is just our class, right? And then we have our state itself. So now we can create our different states. So we create a class turn on, or sorry, turn off state. We implement heater state. Of course it's going to complain because we need to have a do action. Well, actually I'm gonna start with the turn on state because we want to throw the heater on, right? And here I want to say turn on the heater and our heater will become to stand 1. So, but that's indeed strange. So maybe because of course there we had also our heater mode off, and we said turn on the heater, and then we went towards stand on 1 on, right? Because when our heater is off and we turn on the knob, we go to stand 1, right? So that's the logic. Also there we need to go then one step further. We need to go to stand 1. So there we create stand 1, right? And here we going to another stand. And then here we can say context dot state equals new stand 1 state, and so on, right? So again I can then go to stand 1, and what was with stand 1? Well, stand 1 was blowing, so we can go to stand 2, right? Also here it's also something that I was forgetting to do, right? So for every state we can create a do action, right? And then of course this will help with getting the same kind of behavior but more isolated into their own state class. All right. So I created all these states, right? And then you will see that in the switch mode we have all these if-else statements, but now we can very easily do this dot state dot do action of this, Right. We have now all these states there when we can go from one state to another. Because of the fact that we have our context here, we can very easily change the state of our context. Right, that's a very important one. And then if we now execute this, you will see that we will go from one state to another and do right actions there, right? So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I think that the state pattern is a very powerful pattern that you can use within your web applications. If you like this tutorial and this walkthrough, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and see you next time.